It's raining every time we go look at something. Say the sun is shining. It's so beautiful. There's not really a path right now. So yeah, it's a real stinky place as you would imagine with all the sulfur, but it just looks like a different planet.
Don't get swept out to sea, Ethan.
I hope not, dude. That's like deep water.
Oh yeah. It doesn't look as deep.
Just keep going.
Go! Go, go, go! Don't pussy out! Oh shit, no! You went at the wrong time! Go, go, go! Go! Go, go, go! Go! Get back! Go, go! Get back! Get back! You did it! Yeah, you did it! Woo! How'd that feel?
You want to try?
No, I don't want to.
Made it to Diamond Beach. It's super cold, super windy. I pretty much like the whole trip. It's been a lot of fun though. Not as many ice or whatever on the beaches I was thinking. There's actually very little. But yeah, it's like super hazy, foggy today. Can't really see much, but it's still fun checking it out. So having fun. This is the river rushing from the glacier and dumping into the ocean. The water may not look very fast, but it was moving very, very quickly. And this is why it's called Diamond Beach, because of all the ice chunks that break off of the glaciers dumping into the ocean and sweeping up onto the beach. There were some really nice ones and some pretty big ones, but as you can see, it's not littered like you see on social media. That's because we went in April. In the summertime, there is a lot more ice along the beach. Big ass chunk of ice. I mean, I guess the glacier's so thick that it's always breaking off chunks. About a 5-minute walk away from the parking at Diamond Beach, you can hike up here and actually overlook the glacier. This is what it looked like in April. Again, in the wintertime, it would be almost frozen over. As summer progresses, there's even less and less ice. You can hike this whole area freely, and even in the summertime, you can rent a boat and go out onto the glacier and experience it up close and personal. These massive off-road vehicles put the average American truck to shame. But as you can see, this is what's needed to get up into the highlands and drive on the F-roads. You absolutely have to have a massive vehicle to get into some of the places in and around Iceland. Of course, it started raining just as we get to Diamond Beach. This weather cannot make up its mind, literally. What the hell? It's so freaking cold. It's like little ice. Almost got a little hill in it. I don't think it is though, but there's the other view though. Got the ocean right there. Got some of the ice. Woo. This is Diamond Beach. Diamond Beach, boy. So windy. Even though the weather was crappy, we still had a lot of fun on the beach. This is me trying to get a thumbnail while getting pelted in the face by hail and rain and getting drenched. This is me and my brother being over dramatic, kind of making fun of the fact that I'm filming this for YouTube.
Yep. Now throw it.
This trip I realized that my camera had slow motion on it. My phone had a really good camera, so this was just me messing around with it. This shot actually took probably 6 to 8 times to get it to land like this. Again, this is just me messing around with the slow motion. I don't know why, but I really love seeing the waves in slow motion, so comment down below if you guys agree with that or not. beautiful day on Diamond Beach. See, the sun is shining. It's so beautiful. Super clear day. Looks amazing. Best day ever to visit Diamond Beach. Yeah, boy.
That's pretty damn swift.
Yeah. And cold and
Yeah, I think hypothermia sets in real quick.
man, that's just.
It's super clear though. Oh, it looks deep.
Oh, dude.
That slip looks pretty damn deep.
What you don't see in this clip is the ground looked like it could give away any second. That's why I laid down and put my body out as wide as I possibly could. Because I knew if I fell in that there was no saving me.
That's super cold. Ah! I mean, dude, you can come over here and be safe.
Oh, dude, that's cold water.
Oh,
you're going there?
that is cold.
Of course, after looking for like 2 seconds, there's like a much safer area to test out the water. Me being a dumbass. Extend that selfie bar. Anyway, right here, they got like a little bit inlet where it's coming in. So nice and safe. Oh yeah, that is so. So this morning we left from Vik to the glacier in Diamond Beach. It was really cool to check out. It was a lot of fun to walk around. Definitely had some fun there. The weather is making it pretty miserable to stay out too long though in any given location. Especially, I will say, I went a little cheap on my pants, and at this point in the trip, I would almost want to buy a better pair that's here. But also at this point in the trip, I feel like it's too late to spend like $100 for a pair of wet pants. These have got me this far, so I will probably just deal with it. Anyway, so yeah, we had like 3.5 hours of driving. We just made it to Hoffen. That's where we are right now at this very moment. But yeah, Diamond Beach was great. I can definitely see why it's such a famous tourist attraction. Seeing the glacier, even though it's so foggy, we weren't able to see too far out into it. We did see seals, which was very unexpected. I was not expecting that at all. That was a lot of fun. And they were so cute. I wasn't able to get a good picture of them because I only had my phone on me and the zoom quality is lacking on it. So that's whatever. But it was still fun to see them. And we also saw some pictures of what the glacier looks like, I'm assuming in the summer, when a lot more of the ice comes down. I'm thinking that the glacier is definitely something to see in the summer. Because you can apparently... I had no idea about this, but you can boat out on it. That was not open, otherwise I was going to do it today. It was like $100, but I was like, if it gets me out and actually in between the glaciers and up to the main point, then it was definitely worth it. But I talked to one of the guys, and he said that that's only in the summer option. Anyway, so that's kind of the day so far. Lots of driving, saw lots of different landscape. The landscape seems to literally change every 10 minutes, 15 minutes. A lot more one-way bridges than I was expecting. I wasn't expecting any. And then almost every bridge we've been on is a one-way, except for a few. So definitely be prepared for that. And you definitely got to watch for traffic, because I know there was one time I did try pulling out across the bridge and I had to back up a good amount because then the other person was coming too. So anyway, we only have a little stop in Hoffen here tonight. We're leaving early tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be our biggest stretch of driving. We have 6.5 hours and two or three key locations we really want to fit in. So probably not going to explore much of Hoffen, especially with the weather being as it is. But we'll drive around a little bit and see what there is to see. It's a small town of a population of only 2,200, but surprisingly there seems to be more than a lot of our small towns in the way of what it has to offer. Obviously it's probably a tourist town. We are here on Easter, so like everything's closed right now. There was the one gas station was open, thankfully, but it was packed. Like you could just see everyone's like going to the restaurants or the cafes, and as soon as they find out they're closed, they're heading to that one gas station, and like a lot of the food and stuff's just gone. It's an interesting experience. A little sketchy with gas. We were a little worried about that, but I think we've worked it out. Check out a little bit of Hoffen and get a good night's sleep and do the longest stretch tomorrow. And I'm sure we're going to arrive in Akari exhausted, but hopefully it's worth it. This is the town of Hupp, where we stayed just one night. This was during Easter weekend, so everything was closed and no one was out. So we just drove around. We didn't do very much walking as it was raining. It was a nice little town to drive through, even though there was nothing to do at that time. This is the hotel that we stayed at in Hupp. It was very nice and accommodating. They have a nice big communal area where when we went, kids were watching football. They also have a bar there, and they serve a continental style breakfast. This is one of the nicer places that we stayed at. It cost about $150 per night. It would be perfect for a couple's retreat. So today is our biggest travel day in the sense of how many miles or kilometers we have to travel. We left Hoffen this morning right around 7, and we have to get to Ackery at the end of the night. So we have it was like a 6-hour drive, plus getting gas, stops, all that stuff. Our first stop was the Secret Life of Walter Mitty, the skateboard route they took in the movie. We went up the mountain and then drove back down it. It was really cool to check out. To get there was insane though. It was probably the prettiest drive I've ever driven. And I was driving, so I don't have hardly any footage of it. But it was literally this little gravel road winding, cutting through the mountain, like cutting up and around the end of the mountain. And it was just surrounded by mountains with a huge river. It almost looked like glacier, but it was just these huge chunks of snow falling into the river, as well as we drove by some passes where the snow on the side that had been like cleared out was probably about 5 or 6 feet tall. So it was just incredibly beautiful drive. Kind of sketchy at moments. Right now we're on our way to Pt4. We tried going on the east side. The road is closed right now. It looks probably from flooding, if I had to guess, but they actually had the road side. That was the first road that we got to that was actually closed. So we're not doing that right now. We're trying to get to the west side. We were going to just see Stulagil. I'm butchering that name, but we were going to go into that canyon. We just didn't have time today with the 6-hour drive. So if we had stayed closer, if we had left like at 4 o'clock in the morning or something, because I'll share the information that I have with you that I learned is apparently there are 2 parking lots. One is the easiest one to get to. It's a 2.5-hour round trip hike to go back to the canyon. And then there's another parking lot that if you have a 4-wheel drive and a bigger vehicle, apparently you can get back and it saves you a whole hour. We were going to do that, but then we were still looking at an 1.5-hour hike, plus an hour at least spending in the area. Plus it was about an hour detour, and then just enjoying the moment, enjoying the canyon. We were probably looking at about a 4 or 5 hour detour to go there. And I really want to see Pt4, and then now with the extra time, we can go see Goafoss, which is another big waterfall outside of Ackery. And also, the weather's been really hit and miss, so it's been really hard to know if it's going to be pouring rain or not. But yeah, I think overall that's pretty much how the day is going. And those are the things we're trying to see now at this time with the time that we have. Finding gas stations is definitely tricky. You definitely want to fill up when you can, where you can, because there's not a lot of them out this way. It's very barren. We've passed a bunch of villages and maybe small towns, like 1,000 people, but we haven't seen any signs for gas stations. There's probably more than I'm realizing, but it definitely doesn't seem like it. Definitely way less gas stations, and things are a lot further apart. It's just, obviously, you can tell it's less populated. The landscape has been amazing though. Definitely love seeing how drastically it changes very quickly. Oh, we also saw reindeer for the first time, so that was great to see. I wasn't able to get good photos of them. The phone camera just did not pick up very well on it, and they were also kind of skittish when we stopped, so they moved up the mountain away from us. And then also we did drive by the waves on the ocean in this one side. I forget exactly the location, but they were probably the biggest waves we've seen out of the whole trip. So that was really awesome to see. So anyway, guys, hopefully we can get to the waterfall and check it out for ourselves. It's definitely it's one of the things I wanted to see in Iceland was this waterfall. So hopefully the road is not closed and we can see it. Okay, so we made it to Pt4, the parking lot at least. There was one part of the road that was a little sketchy. There was like a ton of water, but we drove through it. It's actually a little bit busier than I was thinking here. Good little amount of people. Oh, jeez. And anyway, those are the bathrooms. They are like a greenhouse composting, which is kind of cool to see. Anyway, we're going to go down the trail and check out the waterfall. I'm really glad that we made it. Again, we still can't quite see the waterfall, but I'm glad the parking lot and the road was open. This is definitely, like I said, one of my bucket list things I want to see in Iceland. But of course, as we go to see the waterfall, starting to rain again, the wind's picked up. It's cold. It's been like that with every single waterfall, and I don't know why. It's just part of the experience, but it's interesting. It makes it fun, but my eyes are crying, not because I'm sad, but because of the wind. So, anyway, this is the trail. Oh, there's a ton of snow still up here. Way more than I was expecting, so that's a fun surprise. There's not really a path right now. I think we have like several feet of snow up here. Like you can see these little, I don't know if you can see them. They're in the ground though. I think that's where the dirt's supposed to be, way down there. We're like 3 or 4 feet above it. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. This is a very interesting hike. This is Pt4, Europe's second most powerful waterfall. It is 100 meters wide and has a drop of 44 meters. The sediment is what gives Pt4 its unique color. If you like waterfalls, this is absolutely a must-see. This was my second favorite waterfall behind Skogafoss that I saw in Iceland. I really regret not having a drone to get epic drone footage of this. Pt4 is located in the northeast part of Iceland. It is about an hour and 40 minutes from Akureyri. If you're already driving along the ring road, it is only about 30 minutes out of the way to go see this awesome waterfall. Just saw Pt4, Europe's most powerful waterfall, or biggest, I'm not for sure, I think it's both. It was pretty cool. I did like Gullfoss better, but it was just prettier. Definitely Pt4 is worth seeing though. I'm glad I saw it. Definitely, I said it was on my bucket list, so I can officially mark that off. A lot of the trails are closed up here because of the snow, and there's like some signs that say there's like deep water under the snow. So definitely if you come out here, you need, at least at this time of year, winter time, springtime, you need to be very careful. That's very obvious. Don't go off the beam path at all, follow the X's. You know, look out for the paths that are closed and everything, because yeah, I don't think would be too deadly out here. I could be wrong on that, but I don't know. It was really cool to see, and it's really different. It's super desolate out here, which a lot of Iceland seems to be, but it just looks like a different planet. And then the huge amounts of snow with the mixture of like the soil, the black, was really pretty. And even the canyon. Also, they do have a really good gangplank or walkway path or whatever that you can walk on when you're there. So definitely that was a very nice addition. You don't have to like try to climb on rock or slip or anything. It's very safe. I feel like in the summertime, yeah, it's super easy to get here. It's taken us about 20 or 30 minutes to walk back here because of all the snow. Just having to be careful. As you can see, it's everywhere. I think we're staying about 3 feet deep of snow. You could even see at the gangplank how deep the snow was. Like there was supposed to be 2 or 3 steps up to it, and literally we were even with it. You can kind of see here, I mean, on this camera, but so that's, you know, about 18 inches to 2 foot deep right there. And apparently there's another waterfall here that we're going to go check out. I think it's just a little further up, so we're going to do that because I only thought there was Pt4. And then I think the east side, we're on the west side. I do think the east side would probably be a little bit better because you're lower down the hill, so you'd have a better viewpoint of the waterfall. I think you look over it better if you look down further. On the west side here, you can't see as well, but it does have a much nicer landing walk on, whereas the other side I didn't see that from across the way. But like I said, that road was closed, so we didn't even have that as an option. So yeah, apparently there's this waterfall just up from Pt4. It's literally on the same path. You just go up a little ways. I'm already loving it though, because we're a lot closer to the ground, or we're lower rather. So we can see this canyon a lot better, as well as the river. Not that, like this waterfall, in some ways, I just love when they like converge or they go over several layers. It looks like a ton of waterfalls in one. Definitely worth checking out. It takes literally like 5 minutes from the main path, and you can see it. So we're gonna get a little bit closer, but anyway, that's it, like right up there. We'll get a little closer, get a little bit of footage. Gotta get one with the puffin. Get the puffin. So yeah, anyway, this is the second waterfall up Pt4. It's right here. Really, really pretty. I love those like side waterfalls coming off the side there. And then you know, the main one up further. It's not very tall. Definitely worth checking out. So going back, now I'm off. I'll show you guys this. This is the water. My brother's being dumb right now and walking over to it. Yeah, you can see how blue it is. Like that's all orange. Right now, if you walk out there, it's just slush. You can even see someone on the trail here. It even has it here. They might actually have to close this as this melts more. I'm not for sure. But anyway, I love the dark blue contrast. Oh shoot. Yeah, guys, this is all like just water right here. Be really careful. Yep, I crossed it. Anyway, I do love the blue contrast with the white snow. These are the bathrooms at the parking lot at Pt4. The cool thing about these is that they are very green, like most of Iceland is. These are actually all composting toilets, and they are wheelchair accessible. These facilities cost about 860,000 euros to build. They also built extra storage for the park rangers. Also, another fun fact is about 360,000 people visit this side of Pt4 every year. This area is also known as Klerish. It is located at the bottom of a volcanic mountain. It is famous for its mud pits, mud pools, and hot springs. This area is very famous for its colorful mineral deposits and the gigantic size of its mud pits.
So there's places in Iceland that freeze you to death quickly in 2 minutes, and then there's places they'll boil you to death.
Well, I see why they call it the land of fire and ice.
Yeah.
Because yeah, one moment you're freezing, the next
minute you're boiling all.
This area is very famous for its sulfuric mud springs. As you can see, nothing grows here because of the emission of the sulfuric fumes that makes the ground sterile and acidic. It is also important to bear in mind that these fumes can be harmful to humans. One of Iceland's geothermal power plants is also located nearby. Hey, so we found, well, we didn't find it, but we came across like this hot spring mud bath or mud pit area. I forget what they call them. We were just driving on our way to Akari to see Goafoss. We thought we would pull in and stop and check out what this is. I'll have the name of it in the video, don't worry. I'll figure out what it is. So yeah, it's a real stinky place, as you would imagine, with all the sulfur. We went through one place we could barely breathe. But yeah, it's interesting to see the water and the mud bubbling and boiling. And there's a huge pool over there that literally is just boiling hot water. So here we are freezing because it's cold and rainy, and there's like all this hot water just bubbling up. With the cloudy day and the steam rolling over the land, it gave a really cool atmosphere to walk through. You could only see maybe about 100 feet in front of you. So anyway, yeah, we just checked out some mud baths. It's right off the road. I wouldn't say this is like a tourist destination or anything. It's kind of cool. It's kind of funny though watching though, because there's so many people with cameras. Like Iceland should just be called the land of selfie sticks and cameras. Everyone has a camera. It's all. I mean, I know I'm doing the same thing, so I can't really complain or say anything. But anyway, there's like probably some kind of social media person, couple, and they were filming, and they would get this shot of her with like this. The hot smoke coming behind and all this, and as soon as the shot was done, she like put up her mask because it smells so bad. When we walked through one place, it was really stinky. It was hard to breathe. I just thought it was funny, like, to get that single shot, like to make everything look perfect and beautiful. It's like, yeah, that's not real life though. I'll put the name down below because I cannot even begin to pronounce it. I did get a picture of the name though. Kind of a cool thing. It's on our way to Goafoss or something, our next waterfall outside of Akari, and then we got in the night in the city, and we have 2 days there. Really looking forward to that. I've heard it's like the Reykjavik of the north, or the capital of the north for Iceland. We just made it to Goafoss. Pretty far away. Well, I shouldn't say it's far away, but it's a good little walk. There's a really cool bridge that we get across, and yeah, I think it's gonna be the last major waterfall we'll be seeing. So definitely looking forward to getting closer to it. Well, no, you can get to the waterfall from here. There's a trail right there. Slippery. Not that far away. I don't know, a few hundred yards maybe. It's a really nice trail and everything, so it's easy to get to. It's actually paved, which is nice. There's the river, and we're almost to the fall in just a minute. It's raining every time we go look at something. The times we're not looking at something in the car when we're driving, it's not that bad. And then as soon as we get out, we'll get to our destination, it starts raining. So that's always fun. There it is right there. Kind of identifies, you can see over there, there's another trail and parking and all that. So you can see, you can get to both sides of the waterfall. This is Gollafoss Falls. It is located about 30 minutes outside of Akureyri. This reminded me of Selfoss and Gullfoss with the multiple spillways that the water does. Although it's not near as the drop as other waterfalls, it is still quite impressive and well worth seeing. The whole area around it is beautiful. I didn't see the sun in so. Oh, so that was Gollafoss. Fun to check out. It's just nice to be able to actually be here in person and see these after, you know, like looking on Google and Instagram and all that and seeing all the pictures of all this stuff. And it's nice for her actually being here and being like, oh yeah, this is it. Even if the weather's crappy and cold and wet, it's still been a lot of fun, and I've definitely been enjoying our time here. While we came, I'm glad we're checking all this stuff out. I feel like we had a lot of the main touristy things to see. Obviously, there were tons of excursions we didn't have time to do, but at the same time, I think we already seen a lot. We're doing the whole ring road. We're going to be at Akureyri tonight, which is the northern part, and we were in Vik 2 days ago, so we've traveled a lot in 2 days. Like I said, we have about a 6-hour drive today with the detours and everything, probably closer to 8 or 9. And then the day before that, we had about a 4-hour drive to get to Hoffen. Definitely get a lot of miles and traveling done here in Iceland. And it's been a blast, been a lot of fun.